Come here now, girl.
Hello and welcome to WhatMap, your one-stop shop for everything workshop. I'm BonBonB and you're very, very welcome. Well, today we've got two maps which are both very strong if you're looking to do a waterfront city. Both very different in the sort of waterfront cities you're going to be doing, and both very strong in their own individual ways. You're not going to be building big cities on either map, you're going to be building small towns and little networks. It's going to feel very nice. Today's first map, very slick I must say, performing really well on the workshop at the moment. It's the creator's second map. We've never done them on the show before, so it's their first time here. And today's second map was voted in by the BonBon buddies over on Patreon. That's patreon.com/BonBonB. Channel supporters get to vote each week, and they've selected a very neat second map. But before we have a look at any maps, I've got a little daily reminder for you. That's right, clicking that like button really does support the channel, gets me seen by more people and helps me grow a little bit more every single day. Thank you for your support. Today's first map is Centre-Val de Loire by Tuxedoed. Now, hopefully I haven't butchered that. It felt like it came out slickly and smoothly. So it's either very right or it's very wrong. There's your start square. Now, a lot of people are going to think I'm going to moan about the field painting today, and I'm really not. It kind of works for me on this map. Obviously a real life location, not exactly sure the exact real life spot to check it on Google Earth. And then we've got resource painting, fields, big, bold, definitely good for a resource game if you want to just ignore the real life location. And then if you've got Sunset Harbour and want to do some fishing, it's mostly anchovies and salmon. Okay. Off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's not too much. It's quite a light map. We'll be using the Laveante 2.1 theme, the Relight Neutral LUT. And there is a one-click collection with a few little bits in, which I guess... I'll go on. Let's have a little look at it. I guess we'll have a look. Got some grasses, the generic tree pack, Euro highways pack, the Laveante theme, center, the map, and of course Tree Anarchy as well. Tree Anarchy, all good. Right, okay, so first thing, we didn't even look at it, but I'm just really pleased with the way the highways come together at the edge of the map. It's just a little, yeah, it's not even a flourish, it's just smooth in a way that you don't often see on many maps. So even the edge of map has a little bit of polish on it. And in fact, the map as a whole has a lot to talk about, a lot of good stuff. I've got one or two grumbles. Look, it's not WhatMap if I haven't got one or two grumbles. Come on. I'm only here to moan and groan and gripe. But all told, very nice map indeed. Very, very nice map indeed. Now, we've got, like I say, with the networks, they're very nicely done. I've got, I'm guessing it's based on the real life. I can't see any reason why the creator would have done the road networks as they are in the map if they weren't based on real life. Also a little gap here. I'm guessing this has been caused by the parallel road tool. I'm thinking there's a little bit of terrain shenanigans between the two roads there, but nothing that I'm going to break a sweat on. But yes, there's something, I'll say, you'll spot it when we get to it, you'll spot it. But yeah, there's a little bit of networking weirdness, again, that can only have been based because why would the creator have done the networking as they are if it's not from the real life location? I don't have a huge problem with it. The map will still work fine, and I guess it means that you as the city builder can then work in your own complex network solutions. I'm sure that's why you play the game, isn't it, to come up with solutions and correct little ongoing. There's another gap there in the highway. We'll fix one of these. Not when I say a gap in the lane markings. We'll fix one of these in a minute. There's another one here with a little double missing there. We won't do that one. Whereas there's going to be another one a bit further up. I don't think we'll do. But anyway, the overall aesthetics of the map, the Laveante theme, the Relight Neutral LUT work really nicely on this map. The generic tree pack, absolutely perfect for the map's needs. And then we're into openness where there's not too much going on. You'll notice the field painting, The field painting is, like I say, it works for me. The highway continues right up to the edge of the map, right up there, right? But we don't have an intersection. We have one highway running under the other. And this is what I was talking about earlier. The only reason I can see that that could have been done like that would have been for the... I'm going to fix this. Would have been for the creator just matching the real-life networking. Let's just choose one of these. There we go. And there you go. This is how quick and easy it would be to fix these. It might even be that on the creator's own system, that's not showing. I can only show what loads on my system. Again, it's not anything... It's not even anything, really, is it? It's not really even anything. It's moving a node by, you know, one node, I guess. just wiggling it, and there it goes. It pops back in. Anyway, heading down across the map now. So we've gone up the map. Now we're heading across the map. We've got some very nice... Now, this bridge... Would that pillar be in the river, or would it be to the side? I think it might be to the side of the river. But again, that said, I can also imagine it being in the river. I can lean both ways on that. Tree overhanging the highway there, that would need to be cropped back by the highway services just to stop accidents, you know. Last thing you want to be doing is swerving to avoid that and then going off of the bridge completely. Now, heading up towards, we have an intersection. This is the start square intersection, although we're not in the start square. This is what's going to take you down to your main buildable area. Little parklo with a couple of little roundabouts there as well. Very European. All the Americans are sort of like slapping their heads going, what the heck is that? Listen, it works, okay? it just works. Anyway, so little parklet taking us down, and like I say, we are now in national road territory, although I think this is the European, did we say European road networks? We're going to see a little bit of this in the second map today as well. Both maps have this kind of similar national road kind of vibe running on. Look at it coming down through the valley here, so nice. Listen, this is the entry to your city or your town, your large town, I guess. Down here to a roundabout or roundabout. Down here, lollipop there, lollipop interchange. And that's the start. With the rail running through the middle, why would you not want to build a town right there, including the side river and the main river and the rail? Now, we're not going to spend too much time looking at the rail because you can probably imagine that the rail on this map just runs along the river valley. And if you imagine that, you would be absolutely 100% correct. Because why would it do anything else? Why would it do anything else? So yeah, you can imagine maybe 2 or 3 small to medium towns along here, all connected up via the rail. I like the idea a lot. And it's a good shape and good sized river as well, just to add that little bit of waterfront that I was talking about earlier. All good, isn't it? Look at that. Just look at that. So pretty. So pretty. But yeah, I don't mind the field painting, but I'm just like, look at the trees. Just look at the shapes of the trees. But yeah, I don't mind the field painting on this map. I'll see another map next week that'll be exactly the same, and I won't like the field painting. But the trees, I'm just loving the forests and the shapes and the seams of the trees, and it's a good job. Hang on, trying to find. What am I trying to do here? I'm trying shipping routes. There we go. Let's just check for shipping routes. I know I was trying to do something up there. I've realised I've got to move it open. This is why it's not showing me how I wanted it. But yeah, there are no shipping routes. There's a little air route there. What's going on, BonBon? I have no idea. Water flow in the start square. It's a little bit low on the main river. There's not much movement here. But do not fret, because we have that little side river over here. Now, if you want to do the pumping and drawing game, I recommend pumping the sewage into that little river there and drawing from the main river, and you'll probably be okay. But it does feel like a creative modest map, doesn't it, do you think? Getting in here and doing something from scratch very nicely indeed. Loving the tree selection and this river as well. In fact, the rivers on the map aren't too bad at all. That one heads up into... well, spawn points up there, just tucked away. I don't mind those. I've seen more exciting. I've seen way less interesting ones. Forests, there's a good density of trees without going completely insane. And the shapes are good and strong and interesting shapes. So Tuxedoed can take a little bow for their forests. I'm good with the shape of those. We have this little road here. Again, I can only assume it's based on the real life, because why else would this exist here? As you'll see, it does leave an open question when we get to the top of this road. As you'll see. A little roundabout up here as well. Again, it can only be real life location. This heads up again through another little valley up to the top, where it makes all of the sense. And the standard of road laying as well is of a pretty good standard. I have no grumbles at all with any of this really. But it's just an isolated bit of road there that doesn't really connect or do anything. But if you want some inspiration towards how you're going to build your city, maybe you can use that. Okay, here's my grumble, my big grumble. Look at these. This muddy river looks great, but look at how big these river mud banks are. They're really high. Each one of these is 1 meter, remember. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, about 13 meters. Now, I know that can be a thing, but 13 meters is big. I'm not really buying this. I think it could be the river could be smoothed out a little bit, just a little bit. Got a little bit of the old glitcheroony with the terrain coming through the road there. Again, just moving a node or just tweaking it will fix that. And we have a little selection of trees here stood in the middle of the river. That for me is just a flooded island, but it isn't sorting itself out. You can actually see the shape of the island under the water there. In fact, switch the terrain on, you can see, yeah, it's very shallow. It is meant to be an island, but it's a fail. It's a fail island. It'll be okay. You can fix that. Just elevate it slightly in-game. It'll be fine. So yeah, all good. But is it all good? That's my opinion. What's yours? Is it a 1-star map? Is it a 5-star map? Is it somewhere in between? Your vote really does count. We use it at the end of the month for the Viewer's Choice Top 10. Will this be one of the top 10 maps of the month? Only you can decide. Hit the I button now in the top right corner of your screen, or the link in the description. It will take you to the voting page where you can vote for free, but make sure you are voting on the correct map, because there are 2 maps. Okay, first up, Centre Val de Loire by Tuxedoed. Aesthetically, for me, this is very nice indeed. There are little things like distractions of those muddy riverbanks for me just takes away a little bit, but the overall score for me is, I would go down the middle and say middle 4, very happily say middle 4 on this, but I have to drop it a little bit because of those riverbanks, so just below middle 4. Detailing on the whole is very strong. A few little niggly bits here and there. They are only niggly bits. And again, all told, well, I feel this is a 4-star map for detail, especially with the shapes of those forests. It's got to be just slightly below. So just below middle 4. Gameplay potential. Do you know what? I really like the idea of this one. Yeah. I'm going to go just above middle 4. I really do like the idea of it. Just a few little things to fix. You're not going to be doing a big city build. If you're looking for a big city build, don't go for Centre-Val de Loire by Tuxedoed. But if you want to do a section of small little towns along that river valley, it's going to get a BonBonB seal of approval for that. Great work, Tuxedo. Very, very proud of that. You should be very proud of that. Intermission time. I'm not claiming to be very proud of the last map. I'm very proud of your work on the last map. See, digging myself into ground and a hole, and words are hard. We've said that before, haven't we? Today's second map. Okay, it's a creator we've done once before, episode 713, where they only got 8 stars. This is definitely better than that. And they've got a whole bunch of maps on the long list that haven't quite made it onto the live show. Maybe they will. Maybe they'll be voted in. But they've not been missed. They're all interesting enough to make the long list. So today's second map is by a creator you'll probably see again. It's Benzie County by Travwin7. whole bunch of maps. Lots of really interesting stuff from them. Anyway, Benzie County is apparently Michigan in the United States. There's your start square. Again, national roads. So it's going to be one of those lots of little small towns all connected together. Waterfront on this one is about the lakes. Lots of buildable space on this one. And it's all about the lakes. You've got resources there, which is mostly forestry and fertile. And, of course, if you've got Sunset Harbour and you want to do some fishing, got a little selection of versions of fish that you can go for today. Come on in. Anyway, off to the workshop. What do we need? Well, it's a mass transit map. You will need mass transit for this one. There's a couple of country lanes to subscribe to the generic tree pack, the live oak tree. We'll be using the Stray Cats Territory Rocky Shore theme and the realistic 1.2 LUT, but more about that in a moment. So anyway, we come in from the edge of the map here with the mass transit 2-lane national road and immediately switch over to the country lane. Now, given that I think the mass transit roads, national roads, are only used on the edge of the map there, and we are switching over to these workshop roads, we could have just settled with just a regular outside connection just for those outside 30 meters and then done away with the need for DLC. I feel it's something that we could have gone with. The selection of roads that they've gone with are excellent, but we could have escaped the need for a DLC, which little bump in the highway here. Maybe we could have gone around the bump there if I was an engineer, maybe. Anyway, yeah, and we're just gonna cut through here a little land bridge between these two lakes. We'll come back and have a look at this later. You'll see reasons why we have a look at that later. No problem with it, but we'll have a look at it later. And then this one heads up to this little junction here. It does carry on all the way up. In fact, it carries right the way up. Even right up into the corner of the screen there. It loops right the way around. This is our main intersection for the start square right here. It's a bit tight, but you're not going to get a lot of through traffic on it, which is both a positive and a negative in different shades. Will people stop honking their horn outside my my window? It'd be very nice if I could concentrate for a minute. Anyway, yeah, so real life location, smallest county in Michigan, and the largest lake, which is in the centre of the map here, is apparently Crystal Lake, which drains into Lake Michigan itself, which I'm sure you've heard of. Little puddle in North America. Anyways, we follow this road around. This map has a charm of its own, a different sort of charm from the previous map. But, and like I say, they're probably a little bit less polished. But lake maps, there aren't many great lake maps. I don't mean that as in the Great Lakes. I mean maps that are great, that are based around lakes. I think this one would fall into it is a great lake map. Now, it's not going to please for everybody because I think we're about start square here. I'm not exactly sure where we begin and end the start square without switching, but this is the area. Okay, that's where you're going to start building. This road then continues up. Now, there is a highway on this map, and we are heading up towards it. And you're going to see something a little bit similar. Again, it has a similarity with the map. Not by plan. I never know what I'm going to see when I load these maps up. Not by plan. But it has a bit of a similarity with the previous map, where it doesn't actually connect with the highway running across. This one just falls short. Now, I think this is for us to put our own intersection or connection or slip roads or something like that on there. That, however, may cause some traffic flow through the city. Let me pull the camera right the way back. So you've got the highway running across the bottom part of the map here, which is very nice. And then the whole map as a whole, we've got, this is the national road that runs all the way around the outside that we were originally on. And then the junction's about here, I guess, and then it goes all the way to the top there. If we were to connect up that intersection there, you're going to get traffic running from here all the way through your central area down to the edge of the map here. Also from there to the edge of the map down to the bottom as well. and maybe some to the top. I'm not certain because it is a long route, and we didn't see any traffic on this national road at all. There are outside connections, so with this long road here, it's a long old drive. It might be that the journey's too long for the vehicles to spawn and try and do. Also, we've got rail down here as well for those of you that need it, but there's your mass transit road, national road down there as well. So you maybe won't have any trouble there, but you will definitely have a decent amount of traffic running through your start square once you connect that road up. So look for other solutions, okay? Look for other solutions. Lake build, nice. In fact, I'm just loving the lakes on this map. That is one of the biggest lakes you'll see in a Skylines map, and for me, it works. You see a lake that sort of size. Normally it's too much for the map, but I don't feel that it is this time. Now, okay, the map looks really good because we are running the Stray Cats Territory Rocky Shore theme. However, we've got the edge of map shipping routes here. This could be fun. I'll keep talking about the theme while we have a little look at the shipping routes. But yes, this map, because the Stray Cats Territory theme isn't listed as a requirement, will of course load up with the vanilla theme. I'm not sure which one. I think it might be temperate. But yes, would load up with the vanilla theme. So it won't look quite so good if you don't have Stray Cats Territory Rocky Shore. Shipping route runs right the way along the edge of the map. Deep in fog, so not a big problem. Here, this is a bit narrow for the shipping routes. You're going to get a little bit of grounding, possibly scraping alongside there. Also, if you put the harbour up there, you're not going to be able to get to it. So I'd like to see that lane. If it's going to go in there, I want it to go right the way in, just to give us access to a harbour anywhere in there that we like, in that lagoon. Water flow in the start square. We have a good flowing water here, and pushing the other way over here. So it's a good win in either direction. And that's all because of this spawn point here, pumping out water into the lake, as we've got another one over here as well. Now I'm going to give some credit to Travwin here. This is something that quite often you'll see spawn points, but they bulge the water because they've just gone too strong. I can't see any activity from the spawn points at all. So that, if nothing else, is a big win from me. You could quite easily believe that was a sea level lake, couldn't you? Quite easily. Anyway, yeah, we've got a few little smaller lakes as well, which again, I think these are all pretty good. This one is actually part of a long water system. Okay, now it's not a strong water system. Don't think you're going to be pumping and drawing and yeah, no, but it is part of a system. So we've got that first lake, which connects down to this second lake. This is the big one. This is the big one. So we started over there. We come into this big lake here. Down the bottom of the big lake, we've got a little outlet, otherwise known as a stream. This bit struggles. This little bit struggles. Okay. The one bit of the river network that doesn't quite look like it's real. So yes, that could be just tidied up a little bit. Then we got this lovely little bridge here, which doesn't quite clear the water. Almost, just a nudge in higher would be better, but you'd want it to clear the water. And then that connects up with the a decent looking river system again. It's just deep enough here. That's about the minimum depth you want to have. And then that connects up with this lake. There's a little dead end lake, lagoon lake over there as well. And then this wends its way down through to those muddy looking beaches with some nice little curls and bends and twists and turns, and then out through here. I like that. It's got probably a little bit shallow and weak as it exits there, just possibly a little bit. It's pretty good though. Anyway, I'm loving the shape of that. That is pleasingly and surprisingly nicely done, apart from that one little weak section. We do have over here a second one, which is, like I say, that's that harbour area, potential harbour area, and a long river that goes right the way up to the top of the map. Again, complex, twisty, turny, very neat indeed. We do have this one little section over here, which is blocked off by design. Nothing that a detailer is not going to be able to fix, with a couple of fake pipes underneath there. So feel free. I don't need Travwin to put our pipes in for us. So that's all good. Anyway, the beaches, with the Stray Cats territory, I don't know exactly what we're aiming for here, especially with this top bit. Are these meant to be sand dunes, or is it just like a muddy area? I don't know the area. I haven't been down in Google Earth to have a look at the area. Whatever it is they're trying to achieve, I think it works. It's one of those maps that I look at and I go, I like this. This is an interesting area. So I'm good with it. Even though I don't truly understand it, I'm good with it. It just makes for an interesting area to build up and into, I feel. And the beaches continue all the way along. Now, we do have a few trees here. And these aren't hugely important because they're not in the start square, but they are a little bit... It's like an outing, go for a little paddle in the lake, yeah? These, however, are in the start square. And we've got a few more a little bit further up there in the start square as well. But yes, they've got their trunks on, so it doesn't matter too much. Does it? As for the BonBonBingo players, link as ever is in the description. Anyway, all told, I like the shape and the design of this map. Yes, doesn't matter what I think. What do you think? Yes, you're going to choose the viewer's choice top 10, and by doing that, well, by doing that, you'll be doing this. You'll be going to clicking the link and filling in the words for me because I've lost them. Yeah, just make sure you're voting on the right map, okay? You know what to do. You've been here before, I hope. Okay, what do I think of Benzie County by Travwind 7? Well, I can't go as high as I want to because Stray Cats territory is not listed as a requirement. So this is going to be vanilla. But I love the design. I love the shape. I love the design. I love the lake focus. There's so much to go on here. I'm gonna leave it in 4 stars, but I'm gonna push it right at the bottom end because vanilla. Okay. Detailing is strong enough. 1 or 2 minor grumbles. Nothing enough to carry it up into 4 stars though, sadly. So I'm gonna go for the top end of 3 stars. The gameplay potential, I foresee a few little problems on this one, but nothing that you can't work around. It's not broken, and it's interesting. I'm slightly inspired to play it, but not so much that I can push it into 4. I'm going to go for slightly above middle 3. Does feel that we could probably get a bit more oomph into it. But Benzie County by Travwind 7, whilst it's not going to be a big city build, is a strong enough map to enjoy playing on. And there needs to be more maps like this, which means maybe we should shoehorn Travwind, one of their other maps, from the long list into the review list and get them out of the way because they could be good, you know. They could be good. Anyway, thanks for watching, for commenting, for liking and for subscribing. If you are still here, well, you know what to do next. Use the word of the day in the comments to prove yourself part of the 20 and out elite, and I am really struggling with words now, so I'm going to wind up the show and I'll see you again very, very soon. Thanks for watching and look after yourselves, be kind to others and have plenty of tea.